All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for a couple of real people out there, just like you right there, just like me right here. Okay, before I get going, here they are, Cats in Space, Kickstart the Sun. Holy crap, Batman. Gotta check out this album. Kind of like Queen, ELO, and Cheap Trick, all put into one fantastic record, and just some really cool artwork on the inside here. There's your fold out CD. Just love those. This is why, folks, physical product is cool, right? Got to patronize the band. I believe I got this on Amazon. I'm sorry. I know people don't like to shop on Amazon, but they delivered this in like 2 days. So, yeah, Jeff Bezos. What can I tell you? Um, Speaking of things that I can tell you about, the stadium tour, Motley Crue, the media is gushing about how great the stadium tour was, and 37,000 people per concert on average. Polestar, I think, had it in fourth or fifth place. Yeah, fourth place, Def Leppard and Motley Crue. Uh, they were lagging behind Lady Gaga, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, holy crap, Batman at number two. Good for them. And then Bad Bunny at number one. Don't know what Bad Bunny is. Right behind Def Leppard and Motley Crue is Billy Joel. Billy Joel, doing really well. So yeah, would I rather see Billy Joel over the stadium tour? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. It's Motley Crue. That's the problem for me. I like the rest of those bands. You know what? I would shore up the front end and the back end of the stadium tour. Joan Jett is cool, but say Billy Idol to me has a better catalog, and he's got Steve Stevens, right? I think still pretty sure. I know Billy wasn't feeling all that well, but I think he would be a good starter, and then into Poison, and then Def Leppard, and then somebody else, or somebody else then Def Leppard. That's how I would do it. I mean, you could leave Poison and Def Leppard in there, but you have to figure out what you're going to do with Motley Crue. Now, there are a number of people who want to see the debauchery, the fall of Western civilization, if you go and watch Motley Crue perform, because it's really not about the performance, because I don't think there was one critic that I read that said, yeah, Motley Crue, they were really on their game tonight. There are questions again about, are the drums live? The vocals, I think those were real vocals, because when people were commenting, they were saying things like, Vince Neil is sucking on helium. He doesn't sound good. One guy said that maybe we should watch Tommy Lee do something to his own body, because that would be more entertaining. Of course, I'm not going to repeat exactly what the dude said, but I kind of agree with it, even though I don't want to see that anymore. Most of us got an eyeful over on Facebook or Twitter, and now you can follow Tommy Lee to some other website where apparently you can post anything you want. And yeah, we're fighting censorship, right? But we can't tell you anything, that's off the beaten track when it comes to medical advice, right? No, we have to stick to the science. We have to listen to the experts. That's the kind of censorship that we need to enforce. But when it comes to Tommy Lee, free speech, full steam ahead. Yeah, Tommy Lee. And I don't want to see any more of Tommy Lee than I've already. And besides, we've seen it before, right? This happened back in the 90s. So again, this kind of thing, though, is what really drove ticket sales. There were a number of people who were going to see how bad the train wreck would be. And there was another faction that was really getting into this stuff that Tommy Lee was doing at the concerts. And those aren't the kind of people you want to hang around with. And yes, I do agree with Tommy Lee that you probably shouldn't bring your kids to the stadium tour. I would change the lineup so you could bring your kids to the stadium tour if, you had to, right? Say you couldn't get a babysitter for your 12-year-old, but you're thinking, maybe we'll bring the 12-year-old to the stadium tour. Do you want to do that with Motley Crue in town? Nah, probably not. So again, because the audience is a bit older, right? I mean, let's just be honest about this. This isn't a rock concert for teeny boppers. It's for geezers. It's for boomers, for crying out loud, right? But the rock media, they're all really excited because this grossed more than Motley Crue or Def Leppard had done in the past, and they're kind of measuring it based on the old days and so forth. And look, there isn't that much to go see anymore for somebody who is a little bit more seasoned, right? You can go see Bad Bunny, whatever that is, right? And that is the top grossing tour. But for people of a certain age, and you had Iron Maiden on there, you had Billy Joel, that's cool. Billy Joel would be a great concert, but that's just one artist. The stadium tour did well. Could it have done better? I think it could have done better. I don't remember hearing about sellouts. I hear these stadiums have like 40,000 capacity, and they're selling about 37,000 tickets on average. So they're not selling it out. There's always like 2,000 or 3,000 tickets left at the end of it. They still took in 173.5 million, and they still sold 1.3 million tickets. Nothing to scoff at. Really great, guys. Fantastic. I think that's the power of the era, the 1980s. Plus, you've got people of a certain age who have disposable income. This has always been a thing that just kind of blows my mind, that they don't make more radio stations, for instance, that will play certain types of music that would appeal to that segment. Rather, they just do the boring old formats, and they don't do anything original or creative with it. And I think a lot of us are looking for more. Hey, we've got disposable income, so why not do your best and come up with the absolute best stadium tour that you can, best radio stations that you can. But Motley Crue, their performance a bit on the mediocre side, but it was a spectacle, right? And a lot of people just can't accept. I do, because I know what society is like right now. See, one of the complaints was that Tommy Lee's form of debauchery was old-fashioned and outdated, and the new, higher and more intense level of debauchery should be allowed. Because if you're going to let Tommy do his thing, you've got to let some of these other people who have different ways of expressing themselves, you've got to let them do it too. And there's discrimination. Seriously, there's this article, I read it in disbelief. And yes, I don't get it, and I don't understand any of this anymore. I am happily not in tune with the current level of debauchery. Okay, I keep using that word, but it's the word I land on every single time when I think about this stuff. Fine. Is this about the music? Yeah, a little bit. Def Leppard puts on a great show. They sound great. Poison, who I think is the unheralded hero of the stadium tour, not only do they put on a good show, but then you've got Bret Michaels, who is a classy frontman in that band. I don't know if the band is getting along all that well, but they kept it together and did a great job, and people responded to it. And Joan Jett, she's okay. She does a good job. I would probably plug Billy Idol in where she's at, but okay, I get it. She's got a lot of songs that she's singing that were other people's songs, including I Love Rock and Roll. A lot of people don't know that I Love Rock and Roll is a cover of a song by the Arrows back in the 70s. So it's a great version. I'm not telling people not to listen to I Love Rock and Roll. It's kind of her signature song, but it is someone else's song. So in any event, good job, Stadium Tour. Way to go. I would say this, though, the hype and the media trying to tell you that this was, the biggest tour of the year. It didn't finish at number one. Bad Bunny and Iron Maiden beat it out. Lady Gaga beat it out. So again, 2 out of 3 of the artists that beat out Motley Crue and Def Leppard are, more popular and current. And one really surprising. People love Iron Maiden. It's crazy how loyal the fans are for that band. And I love Iron Maiden for one reason: is they've been off the grid their entire time. Their music is not played on the radio. Maybe over in the UK, but not over here. You never hear anything by Iron Maiden on the radio, and to me, that speaks volumes to the fact that they did it their own way and they became amazingly successful. It shows you that you don't need hit singles. All of these jam bands that are out there, Widespread Panic, all that stuff. Thousands of people show up, and you don't have to pull any of that Tommy Lee stuff for people to enjoy the show. They're actually there because of the music. They'll sit there and listen to a 20-minute guitar solo with, all kinds of crazy jamming and stuff because it's about the music, and I love that stuff. In any event, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Before I go, though, one more time on Cats in Space, right? Kickstart the Sun, baby. What a great album. Check it out. I think you'll like it. If you don't, it's okay. I throw out these recommendations, and maybe they suck. People are like, oh, what's he telling us about this band for? Sometimes I tell you about bands because they're underdogs. Sometimes I tell you about bands because they should be played and they're not, right? There's no reason for Cats in Space other than the name, which I guess some people have a problem with, but there's no reason why a band like that can't be on the radio. Queen, ELO, Cheap Trick, but why not, right? All right, people, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you soon.